domestic dogs will also feel an intrinsic bond towards their owners and adopted family and will protect them instinctively. This loyalty sometimes presents itself in surprising ways. Meet Buddy and his owner, Ben Heinrich. They live in the remote region of Caswell Lakes in Alaska. Last year, their peaceful life was shattered by a horrifying event, which proved to be a huge test of the bond between man and dog. As he often did in the early evening, Ben was fixing his truck when a spark ignited some gasoline.
When the fire started, I had closed the door so the fire wouldn't expand outside. I got the fire off me, then I realized my dog was still inside, and I went back so I could get my dog out. That's when I said we need to find help. And then he took off.
The neighbors called the fire brigade and state troopers. Trooper Shanigan was the first person to respond.
I was about 5 miles north of here on the highway. I received a telephone call. That was the first I had heard of the fire. They sounded frantic, said that there were injuries and that I needed to get there. They wanted help from a trooper or the fire department.
Shanigan headed towards the Heinrichs' residence through the back roads of Caswell Lakes when the one piece of equipment he needed most, the car's GPS, stopped working. With approximately 150 kilometers of back roads in the region, one wrong turn could mean getting lost for hours. Driving slowly while waiting for directions to come through from head office, Trooper Shanigan noticed something out of the corner of his eye.
I saw just a shadow of something move, and to me it seemed a little bit odd. So initially I pulled forward to kind of investigate to see what that movement was. And as I came around the corner on that road, I saw that there was a German Shepherd. And from that point on, I never really thought twice about what it was that we were both experiencing at the same time. I just began following him. I just went with a gut feeling. I think for just that minute and a half, Buddy let me into something that he and Ben probably experience a lot more often.
Cop showed up, and then he came up here, and then the ambulance showed up, and I don't remember much after that.
When Trooper Shanigan got here, he parked about halfway up into the driveway, and he walked up and he talked about Buddy meeting him. But then he also placed a call to the fire trucks and told them if they saw a dog on the road to follow him, because that dog would lead them here.
Without the persistence of Buddy, the damage would have been catastrophic. Lives and a home were saved.
The Heinrichs are lucky, and especially to find a dog that they've adopted and to turn out like he has. Very loyal. You can tell that just by the way he interacts with Ben and the family. I don't know if he knows the significance of what he's done, but definitely there's a lot of characteristics about Buddy that I don't see in a lot of dogs.
So why do dogs perform such instinctive acts of loyalty towards their owners? Is it training or genetics? Was Buddy's astonishing act of heroism a bizarre one-off, or a perfectly natural act for a devoted pet?
Perhaps one of the things that makes a dog rather than a wolf is its sense of loyalty. And through the process of domestication, we've selected for animals that are going to work with us and want to be with us, as opposed to animals that are going to be more aloof.
Dogs are believed to have been domesticated around 15,000 years ago, and they've become loyal and protective as they've integrated into our human community.
It's almost certain that dogs started to domesticate themselves, because wherever humans settle, there's usually rubbish dumps. And where there's rubbish dumps, there's cheap meat to be had and other potential food if you're a scavenger. And it's likely that the early wolves, or certain wolves, were less fearful than others, and they could exploit the rubbish dumps. They brought themselves closer to humans.
So a dog like Buddy's bond with humans stretches back thousands of years.
This example of heroism should open our eyes to the value of the bond of a dog and his family. We need to recognize the value of our animal companions because they care as much about us as we care about them.
Buddy's incredible feat of bravery and loyalty earned him the reward of a silver dog bowl from the local press and a well-deserved steak. However, for Buddy, his true reward lay in the respect and appreciation he received from Ben, whose family's lives were saved by his heroic actions.
Honestly, I don't know what would have happened if it wasn't for him. I don't want to imagine what could have happened. We would have lost everything, and probably more damage would have been done to the neighborhood if it wasn't for my dog.